everybody, it's JT Sports and Match you guys with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about all of the starting quarterbacks for every XFL team. Now, out of all of these quarterbacks listed, there's only one that I'm really unsure of because it hasn't really been officially announced yet. But from the rumors and websites that I've read, he is projected to be the starting quarterback. So a lot of you guys have been asking me to upload more XFL videos. So with the XFL getting ready to kick off this upcoming weekend, I'll be dedicating this whole entire week to uploading nothing but XFL videos and content. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because I upload XFL videos, NFL videos, and college football videos and more on the daily. So let's get into it. So the first quarterback that we have Battlehawks quarterback Jordan Ta'amu. Now, Jordan Ta'amu formerly played for Ole Miss during his time when he played in college. He ended up going undrafted. And over the last year, he's been getting a lot of criticism because he played with A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, and had a pretty solid offensive line. And we all know how A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf performed this past season. If you watch the NFL, they were two of the best rookie wide receivers from this past season. And a lot of people are trying to figure out how Ole Miss performed the way they did. And the big reason why is because Jordan Ta'amu. Now, Jordan Ta'amu, out of all the quarterbacks on this list that are the starters, he's pretty much the biggest surprise. So the big concerns about Jordan Ta'amu coming out of college is that he was really erratic with his accuracy. He didn't really have the best footwork, and his timing was really off. So for him to be the starter really surprised a lot of people, including myself. But I'm expecting that Jordan Ta'amu is a more improved quarterback than what he was coming out of college. So hopefully he improved his footwork, he improved his mechanics, and he improved his accuracy, because those were three of the biggest knocks on Jordan Ta'amu coming out of Ole Miss. So the next quarterback that we have on this list, we have Tempe Vipers quarterback Aaron Murray. Now, Aaron Murray is one of the best quarterbacks in Georgia Bulldogs history. I remember back in middle school when I was in 6th grade, 7th grade, I used to watch Georgia Bulldogs games, and I was a big fan of Aaron Murray. He's one of my favorite college football quarterbacks and college football players of all time. He had an outstanding career for Georgia. He ended up spending a little bit of time for the Kansas City Chiefs. Then he ended up becoming the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Legends, taking over from Matt Sims a year ago in the folded Alliance of American Football League. And one thing for sure is that Aaron Murray is going to end up not only being one of the best quarterbacks in the XFL this season, but he's also going to end up being one of the best players overall in the XFL. And the thing is, because Aaron Murray is dead accurate, you're not going to find any more quarterbacks in the XFL that is as accurate as Aaron Murray. And really, it's really a surprise to me that Aaron Murray isn't on the NFL roster. I've always believed that Aaron Murray was just good enough to be on the NFL roster or be a backup or something like that. So for the Vipers to have a quarterback and a guy like an Aaron Murray with the skill set that he has, being very accurate, able to diagnose coverages, doesn't turn the ball over a lot, I think the Vipers have a very good quarterback on their hand in Aaron Murray, and I think he's pretty much the best starting quarterback in the XFL right now. Now, the next quarterback that we have Houston Roughnecks quarterback P.J. Walker. Now, P.J. Walker is the only quarterback on this list that hasn't been officially announced the starter, but in a couple of blogs and websites that I've read, it's been expected and rumored that P.J. Walker will be the starting quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks. Now, P.J. Walker, he used to play for Temple a couple of seasons back, and he's a really dynamic quarterback. I mean, he has a very good arm, but one thing that stands out for P.J. Walker is that he's able to extend plays and make plays with his feet, also able to make and do a kind of similar, he kind of has a similar skill set to a Russell Wilson, but he's kind of a little bit of a knockdown from what Russell Wilson is. Now, obviously, he's not as talented as Russell Wilson is, but that's kind of the similar skill set that P.J. Walker possesses. Now, the next quarterback that we have on this list for the Seattle Dragons, we have quarterback Brandon Silvers. Now, Brandon Silvers played his college ball at Troy University, passed for 77 touchdown passes, had a very storied career for Troy University, and most notably, he was the former third-string quarterback for the Memphis Express, also played in the AAF. He came in as a third-string quarterback. Memphis Express was struggling. They really sucked on offense. They struggled to move the ball up and down the field. So Brandon Silvers came in, and I believe he led the Memphis Express to an overtime victory, if I recall. So Brandon Silvers is a really gritty quarterback. Not really a lot to know from Brandon Silvers because you can't really find a lot of Troy games back in the time that Brandon Silvers played for Troy University. But I mean, he's good enough that he was able to be the starter for the Seattle Dragons. And I expect Brandon Silvers, he's very poised. It seems like the moment never gets too big or too small or too overwhelming for Brandon Silvers. So that's one important thing that Brandon Silvers possesses. Now the next quarterback that we have Josh Johnson. Now Josh Johnson is the quarterback in this league that pretty much has the most NFL experience than every quarterback starting in the XFL. Now, Josh Johnson, he's bounced around. He's been a journeyman, spent the first couple of seasons in his career for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in 2009. Then most recently, he started a couple of games for the Washington Redskins, which he wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible neither. I thought he did good enough to win games for the Washington Redskins. So Josh Johnson, and even then, the Detroit Lions were trying to sign Josh Johnson so he can end up potentially becoming their starting quarterback when Matthew Stafford went down for injury, but the XFL would not approve of the move. So Josh Johnson, in my opinion, is one of the better quarterbacks in the XFL. In my opinion, he's the second best quarterback behind Aaron Murray. But Josh Johnson has had success on the NFL level. He's been around several NFL teams, and he's pretty much the oldest quarterback playing in the NFL, or in the XFL, right now that is projected to be a starter. So out of Josh Johnson, he has a lot of experience. He's mobile. He's able to make plays with his feet as well. He's also able to throw outside and inside the pocket as well. So Josh Johnson is pretty much the most experienced quarterback in the XFL. The next quarterback that we have Dallas Renegades quarterback Landry Jones. Now, Landry Jones is going to be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Renegades, but he might not be the day one starter due to him suffering an injury during training camp. So we don't know if Landry Jones is going to be able to go week one, but he will be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Renegades. Now, Landry Jones is playing under Coach Stoops, and he is really familiar with the Stoops system because Stoops was the former head coach for Oklahoma before he ended up stepping down, and then Lincoln Riley ended up succeeding him. But I mean, Landry Jones, he was a long-time backup for the Pittsburgh Steelers for a couple of seasons. He started in a couple of seasons, most notably playing against the New England Patriots a couple of seasons back. And I mean, Landry Jones, he brings some NFL experience. He's very accurate. And I mean, he doesn't really turn the ball over that much. So it's really interesting to see what Landry Jones does, being reunited with his former college football head coach. And the next quarterback that we have on this list, we have DC Defenders quarterback CARDALE Jones. Now, CARDALE Jones is most notably known for his big run when he led Ohio State to the championship a while back and then ended up declaring for the NFL draft. Now, he spent time for the LA Chargers, and also I believe that he was on the Buffalo Bills roster for a little bit. So one thing that CARDALE Jones possesses, this guy has raw athleticism. He's a good athlete, but this guy has the incredibly big time arm. I mean, this guy can throw the football with the best of them. He also has big size as well. He's a big, sturdy quarterback. So this is going to be a hard quarterback to bring down. Not only when he runs the football, but when he's throwing inside the pocket as well. This is a very big and heavy quarterback to bring down, sort of like a Ben Roethlisberger in that category. When we look at his size and his arm, he kind of is a little bit of a discount Ben Roethlisberger. So out of all the quarterbacks on this list, he's the quarterback that I'm really most excited to see because this is a guy we really didn't see a lot of him in the NFL. Only a couple of preseason games, which I weren't able to catch. But CARDALE Jones, man, has an explosive arm. He's also a very good athlete as well. He can run the football. Now, he's not a guy who's going to gas you for 60-yard runs and things like that, but he's good enough to pick up some tough yards when it comes to running the football. Now, for the Guardians starting quarterback, they have former Penn State quarterback Matt McGloin. Now, Matt McGloin was one of the most storied athletes during the time when I started to first watch college football, because he was a former walk-on for Penn State, ended up walking on at Penn State, had a very good career for Penn State, then ended up backing up being the backup quarterback for the Oakland Raiders for a couple of seasons. So Matt McGloin has some NFL experience, and he also, his skill set reminds me a lot of Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, if you wanted to find a guy who is an identical clone to Ryan Fitzpatrick, it would be Matt McGloin. He's a guy who's going to be able to have some very big games. He has a very good arm. He also is very magical. I mean, he can extend plays, break out of tackles and things like that. So Matt McGloin possesses a similar skill set to Ryan Fitzpatrick. So this is it for this video, the starting quarterbacks for every XFL team. Let me know which of all of these quarterbacks you're interested in watching the most. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for more XFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.